You got a tattoo? Then you gotta have a story behind it. We're Tat-Stories, and we bring our viewers those stories. The Kahuna hit Ybor City in Tampa, Florida to grab some beautiful inktails. Get it? Beautiful. We hope you enjoy this special Halloween edition of Tat-Stories, and in the immortal words of Vincent Price, this is gonna be a thriller.
Kahuna here. I'm in Ybor City, and I'm with Zach. Zach's got some pretty rad ink, and I want to find out what it is and why he's got it. Zach, tell me a little bit about what you got.
So, I got a couple of arm tattoos here. I got this. This is my most important and first tattoo. It says Jennifer. That's my sister. She was murdered about 3 years ago, and that's like a memorial for her. And I got the date that she was born and the day she, passed away. And I made some roses here. Eventually, I'm gonna make a sleeve about it for her all the way up my arm because she loved roses and stuff. That's the more sentimental tattoos I got. And then this side, this is my my more wild side. I got my skater tattoos here because I've been a skateboarder for about 14 years. I rode for a skate shop, and I've been sponsored. So, and this also is an anchor. I used to be a towboater. I used to be a deckhand for 3 years. So this is like represents skateboarding and my first career I had, which was working on boats. Then I got the whole Skate and Destroy and the Grim Reaper grinding on a K grinding on a tombstone. And then I got one more. I got the 813 here, and that represents. It has several meanings. It's got home is where the heart is. That's where my heart is. I got it tatted there. And then also 813 is the Tampa area code. That's where I was born and raised. And then also 8 letters, 1 meaning, 3 words, the most powerful words in the world. I love you. So,
Folks, that's some pretty deep stuff. Not only has he got memorial ink, but he's got boater ink, he's got skateboard ink, he's got the Grim Reaper. You know what? I think he's covered it all. Here, and I am in Ybor City in Tampa, Florida, and I've got Nicki and William here, and they've got some pretty cool ink. I thought we'd stop, we'd talk to them, we found a little bit on this Halloween, what's going on, and where, how, and why they got their ink. Nikki, tell me a little bit about a piece that you really like.
Well, I used to work in a tattoo shop when I was 15 till I was 19, so I did piercings, but you didn't have to be licensed then here. So, I've had this about that long. This is 20 years old though, because I'm 39. But I have The Exorcist.
Oh, The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Okay, a Linda Blair action. I got that. Okay.
And then he just did this one. It's still healing. He did it.
William, you did it. Cool. All right, so tell me a little bit about that one. What's that one about?
Okay, that's my birthday. That's the year I was born. And then this lucky 13, it's my lucky number. But it's gonna blend into everything and just make a sleeve.
Cool, so you're actually going to have it go up your arm, you're going to turn it into a sleeve. That's awesome. Glad, that's pretty cool. So, William, you're a tattoo artist? How long have you been doing that?
About 6 years now. Yes.
And what do you like about it?
Just putting my art out there.
I like it. Now, what's the coolest piece of art you've ever done, and how long did it take?
That's probably one of the funnest ones I've done. I've done a couple of just zombie women things. Those are pretty fun. Takes about maybe 3 hours at the most for me.
Okay, so 3 hours. Now, are you an artist here in Tampa? Okay, tell us the name of your shop and where you're located.
I'm not in a shop out here yet. I just moved back from Vegas.
Oh, okay, so you just got back from Vegas. All right, well, we do a lot of work on the West Coast. We just finished something in San Diego, so we're pretty familiar with Vegas. Now, tell us something about a piece of ink you've got and what it means to you.
I have this on my side. It kind of just has to represent life and death and how beauty can be, there in life and death. That's pretty much the biggest point of the piece. It was probably a 4-hour piece, 2 sessions.
No kidding. So 4 hours. Okay, life and death is good. That's the ultimate yin and yang, don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
So tell me, if you if you think about getting that piece, was there any spot that were more that had more pain associated with them, or was it all about the same?
Around the rib cage is really bad, and then when it hits your hip bone, it's really bad.
Okay, so remember, folks, if you're going to ever get it on the bone, like the rib cage or the feet or something, it can hurt.
Not even gonna lie, I have one on my lower abdomen that goes all the way down. Yeah, that one's probably the worst one.
Okay. All right. So Nikki's got a lot of ink. William's hanging out with Nikki. We like them both. We're very glad to be here in Ybor City. We hope that you guys get down here and have a good time. There's a lot of folks, a lot of tats, and a lot of good times. Kahuna out. Kahuna here. I'm in Ybor City on Halloween, and I've got Vanessa here, and she's going to tell us all about a progressive tattoo that kind of started on one side, went to the other, and kind of migrated down. So Vanessa, tell us a little bit about the origins of that ink.
Okay, so all of these come from a woman named Cynthia Ruzis. Cirque de Rouge is the tattoo shop in Washington, D.C. And so this one is after Alphonse Mucha, which is about a 1916 painting, which is Art Nouveau. And so we started with that, and then we modified it a little bit. And then we went to the one that's over here. And so my last name is Redwing, and so it's a red-winged blackbird skull. And she's from New Orleans, so there's New Orleans beads on it. And then it has a fan of ostrich feathers, like a Victorian fan, but with feathers instead. And so I gave her the space for that. And then after loving so much the work that she did, everywhere I go, somebody says something about her tattoos. I decided I wanted to give her space, and I wanted to give her artistic license. And so then I did this one, and I said, I want to give you the most space that I have, and I know where she's from and the artist that she loves, and I gave her about 4 or 5 ideas, and I said, go and do it. And so then she did this piece that is a blue heron, and she did this one. And then right before I moved away from DC, because of my last name, she gave me the wings that are on the inside of my arms.
Very cool. She's got wings. She's got actual original art because she liked the artist so much and was inspired. She said, yep, got to give her some canvas. I absolutely love that. So what do you think your next piece is going to be? Or are you kind of done, or you want to put it some, what else you want to do?
Well, because she retired she actually said, after this piece, she said, this is the type of artwork that I want to do. She stopped taking clients, and then she started deciding that she wanted to maybe migrate into retirement. She didn't do many pieces after this one, and so she doesn't work anymore. So I kind of feel like I want to close the chapter on these things, but it's also a little bit addictive. So I haven't had a tattoo in 4 years because that was when she stopped working. If she ever comes back, I will work with her again, but for right now, I feel as if my canvas is loyal to her.
Okay, so now you know, folks. This is the first time we've ever heard someone tell us that they're actually loyal to an artist to the point where they will not put on ink anymore. I think that's incredibly cool. So, folks, I'm sorry, but you missed the tattoo artist. We'll put her up there so that you guys can get the name again, just so that you're aware. But most importantly, Vanessa's got originals, and we're jealous. Kahuna out. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Kahuna here. I'm still in Ybor City, and I've got Dawanda, and she's got some really interesting ink. And she tells me she's got some pretty cool stories. So let's find out a little bit about what she's got on her body canvas and what it means.
All right, well, I have a whole back sleeve, starting off with the arm sleeve. When I first started tattooing, it was to transfer one pain for another. Like if you lose someone, if it's just a rough time in your life, bad relationship, anything like that, where anything that causes you pain, I transfer it through ink. Ink is a temporary pain. Emotional pain can last for a very long time. So if you transfer the emotional pain into a physical pain only lasts for a second. Like if I pinch you, you can only feel it when I pinch you. After that, you feel nothing. So that's my reason for my ink. I transfer pain through a different type of pain.
So, folks, she actually transfers pain, and it kind of has a memorial fixture to it, but it's very cool. So, tell us, can you give us any insight on some of the pain you've transferred and why?
The loss of losing my parents was the biggest pain that I think anyone can ever endure at a young age. To lose your parents in their 50s, you know, they're fairly young. So I got large pieces to transfer that pain. So now I just have their memories, and I don't feel pain when I think about them or go to a certain time or place in my life, you know, with them. It doesn't hurt.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It's more of a mental thing than it is a physical, but it makes sense to me.
You know what, folks? Everybody gets their ink for a reason. Dawanda's got a very interesting reason. I like the transfer of pain scenario. We've seen people memorialize their lives on their bodies, and as a result, a lot of those instances they're memorializing are actually painful experiences. So I can see that. Okay, wonderful. So let me ask you this. Are you going to get any more ink? Hopefully there's no more pain there.
There's no more pain. So it's been kind of difficult to continue inking because, you know, that was my first why of inking. I started when I was 15. I'm 44. So I think at this age and at this time in my life, I'm extremely happy I may be done inking.
Folks, she's happy. No ink. We like that. We want to make sure she keeps that way. We really do appreciate her time. Thank you so much. Kahuna out. All right, this is Kahuna here. I'm still in Ybor City, and I got Mike. Mike's an Army veteran. Mike's got a badass ride here. We just talked to Mike's wife, and Mike's got a tattoo, and we got to find out all about this ink. Mike, tell me a little bit about the ink and why you put it on that gun of yours.
Well, originally it was inspired by my brother, and I wasn't really into tattoos, and so he was going through a situation, and I went to get a cross. And so it looked very plain, and then I added my oldest daughter's name on the tattoo. And then, you know, a couple years later, I added my son's name on the tattoo. And then added clouds and all sorts of things, as you can see on my arm here. You know, so it's my daughter's name, my son's name, the cross in this outline, and then heavenly clouds that represents people that I've lost. So
That's awesome. So basically, this is what we affectionately refer to as ink creep. He started with one thing, and it just got a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. Now, I like it because he's got his daughter, he's got his son, he's got people he's lost. So, Mike, you thinking about getting any other ink?
yeah, I am.
Okay, we got to ask. What are you thinking about getting?
I'm not sure yet, but I may get a right sleeve. It just depends. So, you know, maybe a right sleeve, something. I don't know what kind of design yet. You know, I may let all the kids like decide something and have it a go.
Okay, so not only is he going to get a sleeve, he's going to have his kids tell him, oh, do that, do that, do that, do that.
Oh yeah.
You know, Mike, I can actually relate to that because my daughter gets a tattoo every Friday the 13th. Trust me, she does. And she's told me, she said, Dad, you're the only member of the family I have not got any inspired ink from. I go, well, why? And she goes, I don't know, but we're going to try to remedy that. So you're going to do it in reverse. You're actually going to have your kids tell you what they want on.
Yeah. You know, all of my kids have ink, and that's weird. All of them have it, and, you know, it's pretty cool. I just never done it, and maybe I'm a little bit of a cornball, a little bit of square of what they'll tell me.
We don't think Mike's a cornball. Cornballs don't drive this kind of ride. All right, Mike, I thank you so much. Kahuna out.